Well, at the press conference yesterday, Nick Advocat had the solemn expression of a Moses handing down the commandments, the first of which is, thou shalt not lose a goal at home. Well, that basic fact haunts coaches throughout Europe, many of whom would settle for a no-scoring draw as a decent night's work, although I think Advocat wants more than that. However unpalatable that might be to a crowd wanting goals, that's seen as not a bad result in Europe nowadays. Well, yesterday he was trying desperately to put on a realistic face, coming so soon in the season, this game, and emphasizing the need for patience. But there's a mistake early on, they can't afford that. Looking very cumbersome on the edge of the penalty area. And the first shot at goal, Nagbe coming forward from midfield. That's the man I'm going to watch, a man I used to watch playing in French football. Took it well, kept it low, but just off target. Turini just touched the way inside to Francescos. Rangers, no doubt, will be trying to cut off the oxygen supply to that man, Arthur Newman. Well, they're doing it pretty hard, and that's the man who was suffering early on. That was a violent and quite unnecessary foul. I don't think the coach, Oleg Bloka, would like that. Quite unnecessary. No real danger in Jury going for that ball. And it looks like Kamato is on. Now that's a blow to Rangers that their original selection cannot be seen out to a natural substitution. It's been forced in Rangers, and away he comes. On comes Amato. Welcomed, I may say, warmly by the Rangers support. Really, Rangers have a problem here in the sense that I doubt very much of Amato is absolutely fully fit. Wallace going away again. That's a better tackle by Nagbe. Furious little player he is. Involved in virtually everything they do in midfield. Away goes Van Bronckhorst. Will get the free kick this time. And the way things are going, and I think it's to do with the time of the season it is, and there's a red card. I did say that this referee stands no nonsense, and there obviously was something shouted at the referee, and the Greeks are incensed about this. Watch the move here, and I think he went in very late as well. In any case, the referee was right up with the play, and PAOK stupidly are down now to 10 men. Well, there's a man who is a study in deep concentration whenever you see him watching a football match. But he never gets animated, but when he does, it's something of an eruption. Kanchelskis. Porini. Well, for all that Rangers have had so much possession, at times they're looking just a little bit laboured, especially in midfield. Nicely curved round there to Kanchelskis by Ferguson. There's Wallace with a run and just pass. Oh, did he creep in there? One of the smaller men up front, and I think the sheer impudence of the run getting a little bit of space, and it was so near. A very negligent Greek defence that time to allow a relatively smaller man there to get in. Well, the crowd are wanting the ball pushed on, but as I said, with a Dutchman in charge, they'll be playing for possession all the time, and Amato losing it clearly there. Ferguson again. Kanchelskis, beautiful ball inside. And there's nobody in there as a goalkeeper, despite his height. Looked a little bit flustered. touched away. The two Dutchmen together there, Van Bronckhorst. Here's Ferguson. Might want to go himself. Kanchelskis cutting inside to that left foot of his. He can rattle him in. And perhaps the most direct and most clinical shot we've so far had. But apart from that header by Wallace. Nicely done, Stamato. Got to whip it over if he can, and he gets a corner kick out of it. And, you know, every set position is so vital for Rangers tonight because of the intense defensive covering up of this side. And we come out again. He's more animated than I've seen him for a while. Marini coming up, the big men are there. Van Bronckhorst. Cini in the near post, Ferguson. Kanchelskis. And down neatly. And we're also delighted to see him, of course. I made a visit Fiorentina in the past. Ian Ferguson, it's low, but there was almost a picket fence in front of him. Claire. It's very difficult to pick his spot there, in all honesty. Odegaard, I remember taking the Dutch side, you recall the World Cup up against the Brazilians, and almost outthought them when he was Dutch national coach. Only a great free kick from Branco. Hit him in now, Ferguson, got to show a little pace here, and I think that was offside again. No, just touched away as Wallace came in. I think some of the players imagined there was offside on the far side. Lovely little ball there by Ferguson. Perfectly good position by Wallace and a fine save. Very acute angle, it needed just a little bit of elevation. That's a better corner kick this time. Kanchelskis! And down they fell again, and that put the feet away from Percy Olivares, the Peruvian international. Rangers now trying to keep the momentum up. It's in again, and that had to be taken first time by Nikos Mixopoulos. Really tremendous shot here. Now watch the Peruvian getting right in the way of that. Almost took the leg off him. Tosanidis. Ferguson. Just a little bit slow there, to be fair to Amoroso. Just as well, I think that player on the far side hasn't been taking on Perini all that much. A little bit unsure against them. And I think the Greeks coming up to half-time, 8 minutes in fact, must be reasonably satisfied. Well, that's the first time that Francescos has worked his way into the box or near it. Oh, Zanato almost getting away, and he tried to take the goalkeeper on. Quick thinking, but the execution not quite right. You could see it made up his mind very quickly there. Out to Konstantinidis. Agbe. And a little bit obvious there by Francescos. But this is the man interesting Celtic at the moment. That would be a corner kick. So 3 minutes to half-time. And a rare occurrence down at the Rangers end, the corner kick. One of these testing times for a goalkeeper who's had nothing to do in the game. send it in hard. Beautifully fired in there by Franciscos. Well, I think he enjoyed it. Look at this curl in the ball, and Yemi, I think, may have had it covered. Amato. Still going forward, and he gets the free kick. Well, there are no sissies, this defence, as they proved earlier on. And they don't mind taking on the Rangers defenders. Rangers attackers that way, sharply. And Brockhurst in a good position for Rangers, this. Amaruso's crept into the box again. Amato there on the far side, Perini. And there it is! Oh, one of the best chances of the game so far. How did he miss it? Beautifully floated in there. Well, Amato has certainly given himself plenty of room in the box. There goes the half-time whistle. I think it will be remembered for all the wrong reasons, the stupidity of the Greeks being reduced to 10 men. Naxarides sent off, got involved the first time for his first yellow card, and then the second time I think it was a bit of leg and tongue action involved in that. Rangers goal accentuated frustration by the chances they've had. Wallace with a very good run, neat little header just away, and of course Amato coming up as well, and a tremendous shot by Kanchelskis with the Peruvian blocking the way. And so at half-time, after all that blowing hot against this defence, the Greeks have survived. Rangers 0, PAOK 0. Rangers about to start the second half, the crowd rousing themselves as they came out, disappointed though they have been at no scoring in that first 45 minutes. Now, I've seen plenty, 10 men against 11 matches in the past, to realise it's never as logical or as obvious as it should be as an outcome. The most famous one recently was England against Argentina, of course, but if the Greeks were to survive this, it simply wouldn't look good for Rangers. They just lack vital touches of creativity up front for all the possession and superiority they've had in at least two-thirds of the field. They brought on a substitute, by the way, the Greeks. It's Tsounidis has gone on, and number 6, Achilles Zaferou, who's a defender's gone on, and that is a free kick. No. Now the referee, after a torrid start, I think he was like the headmaster bringing out the cane, has suddenly decided to become charitable. Let's see this. Oh, just a little touch, I thought. Comes near me, and if you're pressing forward all the time, there's just the possibility of a lapse in defence, and a crucial lapse in defence at that. George Albert's doing a little bit of limbering up, dropped from the side tonight. Beautifully touched inside Newman there. There's no bounce again. Perini with him. Perini being right upon, it seemed to be. So, and once again, distinct signs of a cumbersome defence, giving the ball away far too easily. Almour, Perini. Ready for the run by Amato, there's Ferguson. Pushing forward more, as you can see now. Van Bronckhorst. Wallace a little bit slow, he turns well on that. Where's the chip, the ball across, got it off me. Kanchelskis. The deadlock is broken by the Russian after a glorious play by Wallace. And the pressure at last has paid off. The danger was always coming round the left-hand side. grateful for that at the end of the day. The supporters would like infinitely more. But highly knowledgeable as he is, he'll take something like that. Kanchelskis feels for a hand, and the referee says that was accidental, and Advocat is right up to the very edge of the perimeter, screaming at the referee. Really was annoyed about this. It played inside, and as you watch, there's the beautiful little flick by Kanchelskis. Well, he tried to drag his arm away. Cluster of Rangers defenders getting in, and Ferguson, as you may well imagine, isn't going to stand aside for that. Now Kanchelskis. And Bronckhurst with a shot at goal, and it's almost there. Beautifully controlled shot there. One of the most difficult balls to take in football, going right across his body. Look at the way he concentrated on that. To remember that they have two central defenders, Mirko Tokola from Perugia and Triantafilos from Maheridis from AEK, who are ineligible for this game and have already lost another central defender who won't be able to play in the second leg. That's the man sent off, Naxaridis. Well, that doesn't augur well for the return defensively for them. Ferguson picking that up, now Kanchelskis. Little flicker of legs, typical from Kanchelskis there. Newman, who is taking up a much more threatening position. Now Wallace trying to get underneath that there, and I think slightly put off there, and as that ball was coming across, didn't quite get hold of it the way he would have liked. It came off his shoulder, in fact. Another substitution, in fact, two substitutions. Number 15, Paul Kaminkis, is coming on for Risa Novels. And as we had expected, George Alberts is about to come on for Rangers. Of course, there'll be a new surge in midfield for Rangers with that fresh pair of legs being in. That wasn't a good ball by Kanchelskis. Good play by Alberts. Looks to be up for it. Wallace. There he tries to put it in! A brilliant goal by Wallace! Almost geometric perfection, sliding it away from the goalkeeper. Second goal of the season for Rangers, and you could not have been more precise. Beautifully angled, he saw that little aperture and he found it. Rangers 2-up, and the Irish crowd rise to this goal. Look at the way they built it up. This is what was lacking in the first half. Those touches of invention and the accuracy of finishing, and suddenly they've rediscovered it. Amaruso. Alberts. They've opened up. Now Mato going forward. This is Amato with a shot at goal. And you felt that that was going to go up all the way. He was slightly off balance of entry. There we are, the ball was just a little bit too much to his right-hand side, and the inevitable happened. A much better Rangers side now, they've... And as soon as you say that, right on cue. Now Wallace trying to get up. There's Newman making amends with that, and Just a little bit too clever by half Amoruso there, I think. Now, Alberts. Wallace. There's Van Bronckhorst. And in the past 15 minutes, we've seen Rangers playing an infinitely better standard of football, much more penetrating. Alberts. Newman. Amoruso wanting to creep forward. Kanchelskis certainly does. Here's Amato. Big, powerful man, isn't he? Driving his way forward. When he really gets to fitness, he's got to be some asset for this Rangers side. Going to be a free kick. Just about 19 minutes remaining. And the major priority for Rangers now, let me repeat again, is not to lose a goal. However, it is a tantalizing situation because the difference between a 2 and a 3 goal lead in Europe is enormous. There's Ferguson. Purini. Alberts. Wanted it back again, and he gets it. There's Kanchelskis in the run inside. Brilliantly defended by Konstantinidis. With Purini going on the outside. Did that very well. Amato! Tried a little hip swerve there. Didn't quite come off. Oh dear, oh dear. I think they got that one wrong, and the referee lets that go. Ferguson was a little bit late there, to say the least. Amoruso. Well, from the word go, after having been reduced to 10 men, it was okay, so playing a game that would frustrate Rangers, and it looked as if they might get away with it. 2 touches of brilliance by Wallace. Here's Arthur Newman. There's the man I was talking about, Rod Wallace. Kanchelskis didn't quite control that. Inside to Zaparu. And offside against Konstantinidis. As Rangers want the other goal, I don't think there's any doubt about that. And Kanchelskis getting away from his marker. Konstantinidis going with him. Up it goes to Amato. Well, he did very well to get away from his marker, but again, just that little bit too far out. Excellent play by Kanchelskis again. Now, there will be some stoppage time, but we are into the last minute. They might even think that with 10 men, 2-0 against them isn't a bad result, given what they can do at home. No free kick this time. Amoruso goes away. Now, 4 against 3. Here's Amato. Here's Kanchelskis. And it goes! Just to Kanchelskis again. Wallace. He was looking for the touch, and it all ends very quickly then after that wonderful breakaway. 3 minutes of stoppage time to be played. Purini. Here's Alberts. He's got on that fly again. Brilliantly saved. Oh, wasn't that so typical? He really did look as if he had much leverage here, but what a power there is in that left leg. In a dipped and swerve. Very fine save indeed. There's Gattuso. Perini can't get to it. Gattuso does. And there goes the final whistle. It's all over. Rangers at least to give themselves a decent margin to take with them back across to Salonika. It's going to be a very difficult journey under the best of circumstances, but there's the hero tonight, the man with that wonderful little touch on the left, laying on the ball for Andrei Kanchelskis' first goal, and then that magnificent piece of play by the little man again, when under pressure, like a guided missile, the ball left his toe, found its target, and Rangers felt much more relieved than they had been for large sections of the game, which they dominated. I think the frustration was creeping in, but they had that 2-goal lead, and I'm sure Trevor Stephen, as an ex-Rangers player, will feel that's a decent result under the circumstances of Rangers 2, PAOK 0.
Dick, a 2-0 win, your impressions of the game?
Well, it was still a difficult game. I think we worked very hard to get a result, because PAOK has an excellent team, just 2 new players, and they played very solid, but still in the second half we played quite well. We created maybe 4, 5, 6 chances and we scored 2 goals. And in the European match, to win 2-0 is an excellent result.
Rod, you got a goal and a hand in the other one. You must be pleased with your performance this evening.
Yeah, well, I was very happy with the performance today. Yeah. We went out and got the job done.
The manager expressed patience